Welcome to Stalking. In this module, we'll teach you a little bit about what stalking is, what a stalker does, and what typologies to focus on as a bodyguard. This is done basically because once in a while you encounter a stalker and the emotional stress your client is under, and hopefully we can give you some tools to deal with that. Have fun.
Briefly describe the stalking phenomenon in general. Well, in essence, stalking is following, harassing over a period of time. You don't have to make a specific threat. In the United States, it's a culmination of actions, a behavioral pattern set up by the stalker that actually culminates in a stalking charge. Where I come from, and we're in most countries now that are actually following our lead in how we investigate stalkers, or how the laws are set up. Just to give you an example, the Scottish law looks very similar to the California law, and they utilized a lot of the things that we sent them. We helped their advocates develop the law. So it must cause an emotional distress or a direct threat. Let me explain the difference between a direct threat and one that's not. So if I said to someone, I'm going to kill you, that's obviously a direct threat. However, an implied threat is a culmination of factors over a set period of time, 3 or more times in many states. It doesn't have to be any longer than that causes the victim to have emotional distress or fear for their life or the safety of their family members. So in essence, that's generally what stalking is. It's a course of conduct crime. In other words, the individual does certain things that causes issues for the victim. It can be following, it can be making rude, annoying, or threatening phone calls. It can be internet stalking or cyber stalking, which is a huge problem all over the world. Where threats are made and that type of thing. But a guy could start out just by giving a female, per se, or a male, because we arrest both, we don't care, we're equal opportunity, gifts. And it just goes from there. They show up at their place of business, they show up at a friend's house, unannounced. They have no idea why they're coming after them at all, initially. Or you have an intimate partner stalking. There's all different kinds of stalkers, and you have to be able to identify the different types of stalkers you have. That's why I wrote the book. Okay.
Well, my thoughts on stalkers. Actually, in all my time, I've only had twice a situation with a stalker. Once it was with a boys band, a very famous boys band, where we had like all these little teenagers running around throwing their training bras onto the stage, and they basically stopped all work, all movement in the hotel, and really it was very difficult to handle them. During that time we were given a scrapbook from one of the fans, and this fan was a young lady from a rich family. And she was following the band in every country where they go for a concert. She would go there. Today France, tomorrow New York, doesn't matter. The parents were paying that, and she had this scrapbook where she was sort of like writing. From in the beginning, it was in the first